Industries.com.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. Happy Thursday. This is the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Excuse me, Nick Sainert, Enrique Alvarez Clary hanging out with you. Rico, what's up?
Hello.
What's happening?
Just looking at expensive houses on Zillow.
Still looking?
Yep. Still looking, imagining my life in a lot of these.
Mass Texter, we'll get to the text line real quick. 402-464-5685. Mass Texter sends in saying, I'm a little curious to know if I've been banned from my comments being on the show. I am a Vikings and Huskers fans, so ... You are not banned.
I don't know.
Texter.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Yeah, are we supposed to just like you better because you're a Vikings and Husker fan?
Congratulations, Mass Texter. You like the Vikings.
But hey, no, you have not banned. There's no hard feelings between 93.7 The Ticket and Mask Texter. As far as I know, maybe I
don't like Mass Texter.
I don't want to speak for other people. But yeah, no, we were talking last show about buying houses, and not that any of us are looking to buy a house. I mean, maybe Rico and his wife are.
We're always looking, but
things are expensive.
We're looking, but we're not looking. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah. If you find the right one, it's like, you know what? Well, here we are.
Yeah.
People are saying that it seems like a lot of people are willing, if they were to win a lottery that was worth about $2.9 million, that they would be willing to spend about $250K.
That
Joe is willing to spend $600,000.
See, Joe.
Phil,
great job, Joe.
Phil says, with the way property taxes just went up, I'd probably go 1.5 to 2 million.
With 2.9? Dang.
Yeah. Gotcha. Mass Texter follows up with, what I mean by being a Vikings fan and a Huskers fan is it's been difficult and I've been angry. I'm not responsible for my text on Mondays, LOL. Nah, you're good, Max Texter. Don't worry.
You are responsible for your text, though.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Figure it out.
If you text us and
you say mean things, I'll fight you.
There it is. Okay, so a little bit of breaking news right out of the gate here. You don't need it. It's not important. Nebraska, the Indianapolis Colts. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The Indianapolis Colts former head coach, Frank Reich, is the new head coach for the Carolina Panthers.
Wow.
So the Carolina Panthers opening is filled. Now, what's interesting here is, and Austin and I were just talking about this a little bit ago, is it's still hilarious to us that Jeff Saturday, Rico, is on Jim Irsay's top list of candidates.
I don't get it.
I mean, I was shocked when Jeff Saturday was the interim guy, and Jim Irsay talked about how he's like, you don't need coaching experience. This guy's been in the locker room. I get that. Now, I did not expect him. I expected him to get an interview, but put up against all the other coaches, you would think that, yeah, listen, experience and understanding how to be a coach, the game management, those little things that we see, that maybe you didn't have to deal with directly as a player in the decision-making process, I should say.
Yeah.
I thought that would stick out and separate maybe Jeff Saturday from some of the other guys. But here we are. Jim Irsay still is on board with Jeff Saturday being the head coach if it comes to that.
I don't understand Jim Irsay and the Jeff. I don't think Jeff Saturday's coached anywhere besides his interim.
No, just
stint
interim. Just
with the Colts. And by anywhere, I mean, I don't know if he's coached like a high school team. I don't know if he's coached an AAU team. I don't know anything about Jeff Saturday's coaching resume up until he became the interim head coach for the Indianapolis Colts. that being said, he was a center for a very long time. He knows the game of football probably more than a lot of other people. But in terms of being a coach, like you just said, all the intricacies of being a coach, everything that goes into it, I don't know how much he actually knows about that part of it. I'm not saying he couldn't be a good coach, but I am saying, with what he showed as the interim head coach for the Indianapolis Colts, I don't know if that's the guy that you want to hitch your wagon to going forward to lead your franchise. If you want to bring him in, keep him on the staff, maybe as like a position coach, or heck, if you think he'd be a good offensive coordinator, defense, whatever like that, I mean, you do you. But as a head coach, I feel as if with such a proud franchise as the Indianapolis Colts are, that wouldn't be something that you're actually going to do.
Now, okay, so here's where the plot thickens a little bit with the Indianapolis Colts. So this comes out as of, less than an hour ago, 55 minutes ago.
Oh.
CBS Sports and Yahoo Sports reported this, that the Indianapolis Colts have begun finalizing the process of hiring their next head coach, and Jeff Saturday is among the candidates being considered heavily. Now, they go on to say, however, a fraction of the fan base strongly opposes hiring Jeff Saturday as the next head coach, to the point where a petition has been started with the headline, "Don't hire Jeff Saturday as head coach."
So he has one previous stop to the Indianapolis Colts. You ready for this? In his coaching career.
Okay.
Hebron Christian Academy. On January 20th, 2017, Saturday was named the head coach of Hebron Christian Academy in Dacula, Georgia. Dacula, not Dracula, Dacula. On February 14th, 2020, he resigned from his position. During his time there, he was 20-16, making the playoffs every year while winning 3 playoff games, including 1 state quarterfinals appearance in 2019.
Okay, so then in continuing here, the fans saying, pleading to owner Jim Irsay, who was the sole factor in hiring Jeff Saturday as the interim head coach. The leader of this petition, Sean Ward, said this in the message on change.org. "We as Colts fans, we love the former players and the people they've become, but we don't want Jeff Saturday as the head coach of this team going forward. Please hire someone with experience and save your fan base from revolting and losing interest." Now you might ask,
he was 1-7. I think that's all you need.
That's telling. Now you might ask, how much traction has this gotten? They're out of, how long has this been going on? This has been going on. This petition has been active for an hour and a half.
Oh, no.
And so far, 2,433 people have signed it in an hour and a half. Now, I did not realize, I knew that Jeff Saturday was being considered, but I did not realize that there was a petition out there until just 5 minutes ago.
So got to tell me that it's that close.
So here's the deal. With that in mind, this is going to explode. This petition and people knowing about it is going to explode.
You can't, if there's a petition not to hire somebody, you can't hire that person, right?
Well, I mean, you can, I suppose, but you don't want. I mean, think
you're
about
in the money-making business,
exactly,
and you are looking for somebody to hire to lead your franchise, and there is a literal petition from your fan base saying that they do not want this person to lead the team. If you are in the business of making money, that is not a money-making move.
They have surpassed 2,600 people signed, 2,600 signatures.
That's not a money-making move.
No. There are over 2,700 signatures. I'm just watching this number go up.
Good golly, Miss Molly.
So there you go. The Colts fans do not want Jeff Saturday.
I think you should share that with
Nate?
Should we ask Austin?
Maybe.
Austin's a Colts fan.
Austin does not want Jeff Saturday.
I know he doesn't.
He does not want Jeff Saturday.
Nate does.
Maybe he's already signed it. Yeah, don't forget, Nate, after he got hired, was all about how Jeff Saturday was the answer.
Should we text him?
I don't care.
I'm going to text him, tell him to call in.
We can text him, tell him to call in and see how he feels about Jeff Saturday becoming the head coach if they decide to hire him. There's no way that Jim Irsay can, like you said, Rico, hire this guy when, let's check the updated numbers. Let's check the updated petition numbers here so I have an accurate count. 2,825.
It's gone up by like 700 in the last 7 minutes.
Yeah, that we've been talking about it. So once again, Frank Reich has
a new home
in Carolina, which I don't think is a horrible job necessarily for Frank Reich.
You need a quarterback.
You need a quarterback. You need a couple other, but you still have DJ Moore there for the time being. So we'll see how Frank Reich goes. And then, Jeff Saturday is in the finalists for the Indianapolis Colts job.
That's not smart.
Yeah. Bill and Bennett says, in hindsight, we should have started a petition against hiring Frost. I was thinking about this last night. No. Yep. I know, Rico. I know exactly what you're going to say, and this will build into it.
Yep.
Think about this, guys. We're here. Did he call in?
I texted him. I said, call into the station now. He said, LMAO, okay.
So that must be him.
I might just bring it over.
Just bring him on.
I'm just going to bring it over now.
All right, so we'll see. Oh, Bog, we're good. We got it over here. We know who it is.
He's not listening.
No.
Nathan,
Okay,
Nathan, is this you?
Gentlemen, what's going on?
Nate, are you aware of what's going on in Indianapolis right now?
I literally just got home. All I know is that Frank Reich has been hired as Carolina Panthers head coach. I'm not sure what's going on in Indiana.
So in Indianapolis, let me just tell you, Jim Irsay has basically got down to their final couple candidates, and Jeff Saturday is included in that. Okay. All right, now before we tell you this, what are your feelings on Jeff Saturday?
Honestly, at this point, the entire franchise has become a dumpster fire. I honestly kind of expected it going into. Jim Irsay's lost himself. The Colts are dumpster fire. They're trading up for Will Levis is the rumor mill on the street right now. So honestly, I have no feelings at all.
Okay, because Jeff Saturday is in the final group, and then in return, the Colts fans have now started a petition that now, by my count, has over 3,000 signatures to not hire Jeff Saturday as the coach.
Will you be signing that petition?
I don't know. Well, this is the thing. If I sign it, we all have to sign it. We have to be in this together.
I have no problem signing it. I also have no dog in the fight.
Honestly, I would rather Jeff Saturday be hired so that the Colts stay in mediocrity.
Well, this is the problem. Is I joined all Husker fans in being just sad, being hurt weekend after weekend. So if we're going to feel the same way about the Colts, I need someone to have my back on this.
No, that was you. That was your choice. I'm not making this choice with you.
That was my choice. It was a great choice, but here we are.
There have now been over 3,500 signatures on this petition.
You know what's so sad? Truthfully, genuinely, the worst part about this is that Jeff Saturday is in the Colts Ring of Honor. He is an all-pro. He literally decided in the Pro Bowl to switch teams so he could snap the ball for Peyton Manning. He's an Indy legend. And now Jim Irsay has made him an enemy.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's awful to watch. And to be honest with you, it just further solidifies how bad this franchise has got.
Yeah. Well, before we get you out of here, I want to ask two questions. How is Kansas City treating you, first off? And secondly, how is being in a city with a very good football team going?
Well, so far, so good, guys. I appreciate you having me on the show. We should do this more often. Kansas City's been awesome. A lot bigger than Lincoln. It's been a little bit difficult finding my way around, but so far, I think I've gone live to talk about the Chiefs 2-3 times. So it is basically the talk of the city. Going to be talking about it tomorrow. I have not met Patrick Mahomes yet. I think that probably will happen soon, hopefully, and he will be honored to meet me, not the other way around.
Well,
so I'm looking forward to that pretty soon.
Of course.
But it's awesome, man. I mean, Chiefs fans are great. It's cool to be in a professional city, but yeah, Kansas City's cool. You guys got to come visit.
Nate, before we let you go, did you see your former coworker and our mutual friend Eddie Messel attempt the half-court shot last night?
I did, and I directly added Kevin Suits and said
Good.
There needs to be repercussions about this because that was absolutely
well.
embarrassing.
So Eddie told me before the game. He goes, "Listen, Nick, if I airball a shot, you can publicly roast me on the air tomorrow." and the first shot he threw up there was an air ball.
Nothing but nothing.
So that will be coming here in the coming moments.
Well, the problem with Eddie, too, is that the shot looked awful. It's one thing to airball. My goodness. What the hell was that?
He tried telling me after, he goes, I said, hey, nice shooting out there. And he goes, dude, it wasn't that bad. The aim was okay. It was that typical kind of guy that's like, hey, if I just need to adjust the power, the aim was just fine, though.
I would have gone pro if I didn't blow out my knee.
All I know is that the muscles are definitely for show because he barely even got the ball above his head.
That is perfect. All right,
Damn.
Nate. Hey, appreciate it, man. We'll talk to you later.
All right, guys. Sounds good.
There's Nate Brennan, former 93.7 The Ticket
Always,
on the block host.
Always Colts fan.
Always Colts fan. Yeah, so people don't want Jeff Saturday as the head coach. They're petitioning now. All right, let's go to break. When we come back, let's talk NFL awards, all right? Because a couple finalists have been named. I believe the awards are given out tonight. I want to say that I read that they were given out tonight. We'll clarify that over the break, and then we'll update you on the other side. But there's some questionable finalists in here. Let us know who you guys would vote for, who you would have rather seen in the running. We'll talk about that all and more coming up next on the Happy Hour.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ever think of having a career in plumbing or heating? Do you enjoy watching your favorite game in a nice, comfortable space? Taking a shower after a warm day? Well, everyone we serve at Biggerstaff Plumbing, Heating, and Air sure does. If you're interested in a career in plumbing, heating, and air, come join our team where you'll get paid while training. No experience required. Enjoy great pay and benefits in a friendly environment. Call Biggerstaff Plumbing, Heating, and Air at 402-466-8118 or apply online at biggerstaffs.com.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years and can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batsterats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
Mike Shaver here for Trek CBD. It's basketball season, and that means you're fighting cold weather and snow to get to the arena, waiting for lines at the game, and yelling too much at the refs. Trek CBD has a variety of products to help calm me down during the game so I don't go over the top. And they have a variety of options to calm you down before, during, and after any game. Whether you're looking for drinkable Delta 8 seltzers, hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups for your beverages, or anything else, Trek CBD has it all at 84th and Andrew. Trek CBD, CBD done right.
Steve's Garage Doors and Services is under new management, but has the same great service as before. If your current garage door seems outdated or isn't working properly, call their new number at 402-480-2840 to schedule service or get a new door ordered. Steve's can repair most types of garage doors and can always point you in the right direction to get the job done. Give Steve's Garage Doors and Services a call today at 402-480-2840. That's 402-480-2840. There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism. Hey guys, Nick Sainert here, and I want to tell you about my friends at Spine and Sports Chiropractic. I experienced a herniated disc in my lower back a few years ago, and thanks to the folks at Spine and Sports, I got back to feeling 100%. At Spine and Sports, they use the active release technique, which involves the soft tissue and can alleviate headaches, shoulder pain, plantar fasciitis, and more. What I like most about the ART method is that your doctor will construct a plan that fits your needs because the technique is not a cookie-cutter approach. Allow Spine and Sports Chiropractic to help you feel better. Set up your appointment today by giving them a call at 402-261-6841.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Partly to mostly cloudy skies this morning, then some clearing by this afternoon. We'll see a high of around 31. Northwest winds a little strong at 15. Could see a bit of a rain snow mix this evening into tonight with a low down to around 25. The temperatures on the rise tomorrow for our Friday. We'll see a high of around 40. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, wanting to say Happy New Year and thank you to all of you for your continued support. We have just closed out another outstanding year, and we want to start 2023 off with a bang. The new GMC and Chevrolet inventory continues to roll in, and I'll actually be picking up my 2023 GMC later this month. So with interest rates continuing to climb, Coppell is partnering with General Motors and now offering 2.9% APR on select models. So we invite you to the dealership. Check us out online at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
What are you doing, Sip?
I thought the chickens could use some more light in their lives.
So you're building what exactly?
It's a motion-censored switchboard. Duh.
Are you sure you know what you're doing?
Of course. Ow! God! Ow!
Seems like a job for a professional.
Just one more wire. Yep, there you go, right there.
Don't be like Sip. Call Joe at Ambition Electric for any of your electric needs at 402-217-3415.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, call 988 for free, confidential, and compassionate support. On July 16th, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is transitioning to 988. There is hope. For 24/7 support, call, text, or chat 988.
Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary. Sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back here on the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick, Rico, and we're now joined by Austin Orman for a little bit here, as I'll have to bounce out just a little bit earlier today since it's a Tuesday and Thursday. Austin, what's up, man?
Not too much. Quick question before we get into what we were actually going to talk about.
Yeah.
Will you be participating in the petition to not hire Jeff Saturday as the Colts head coach?
I did not know there was a petition. Now that I know that there is, I will forge as many signatures as it takes.
Perfect. Yeah, you just unfortunately change.org has it, ironed out pretty smooth where you have to actually create an account to sign the petition. So
I got burner emails.
Okay, that works. That works perfectly then. Is that a thing? Do people have burner emails?
Yes.
That's how you get multiple coupons.
Don't you?
Multiple birthdays.
I do not.
I thought you said you made one for something.
My one burner email.
So you have one.
But it's not like it wasn't designated as my burner email. The burner email was it was for my PlayStation.
Yeah.
And for some reason, my actual email wasn't working. So I needed to just create one. And so it works out because I don't get any emails from Sony.
So you have a burner email.
Yeah, but I've never logged into it. I don't even have a password for it. I have nothing for it. Like I just
set it up for PlayStation.
Just set it up.
Forget it.
And somehow it works.
Goodness gracious.
So 402
Some people's children.
402-464-5685. AD says, Nick, you're bouncing out early. I need to know if you're committed. And AD, I would tell you this.
He's not.
Committed to the books. Committed to school. Committed to class.
You go to school to play school?
No.
Play school.
100%. I'm 60% committed to school.
Oh, okay.
I'm like Preston Terry, the 4-star wide receiver.
I would say
60% committed
the
to school.
ticket's still in the lead. I'm still committed to the ticket, but I'd say it's about 60%.
I'm taking my other visit. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding totally.
Yeah, he's visiting school.
Visiting school. Yeah. And I'm 60% committed to the ticket. No.
Hey,
absolutely not.
Did you get that hoop yesterday?
No, it was a farce. Let me tell you. It was a farce of how events unfolded yesterday.
Lay it out for us.
No, we don't need to talk about
before you
Lay
leave.
it
Before you
Lay it
leave,
out.
I
Come
need
on.
this. Give us the tea.
When we talk mini hoop, mini hoop.
Oh no!
Not a mini hoop.
Not like a mini, like hanging on the door and shooting
minuscule hoop.
Like
like
finger hoop?
hand, like fit in the palm of your hand mini hoop.
The whole hoop?
Why?
I don't know.
How is
Where
that?
do you use that?
I don't know. I don't
your
know.
desk.
Maybe at desk at school for the people that are 100% committed to class. But
If you're
um,
100% committed, you weren't going to that game last night.
that's a good point. Yeah, no. The guy that did the dash for cash last night was like, so it was $200, right? And Dwayne, the MC, was like, "What are you going to use the cash for if you win it?" And he's like, "Well, the semester just started, so books." And the whole student section booed him. And Dwayne's like, "No, that's wholesome. That's wholesome." But anyway,
If I was him, I'd have been like, an actual mini hoop.
yeah, exactly. I'd be like, "Yeah, can I get a mini hoop?" Now, here's the deal:
Did you
is
get the cheeseburger and fries?
no, I did not. I didn't know that was a thing. So time out at the media meal. Yes, that cheeseburger and fry. Yeah, I did.
Oh, they had cheeseburgers and
Oh,
fries.
it's delicious.
So you did, just not the same one the students got.
Yeah, not the same one the students got.
Yours was probably better.
Let's hope. Let's hope. They were almost out of they were out of the fries when I first went up there.
Oh,
Opened the lid and they were out of the fries. And I'm like, oh no.
But then you chilled down there.
So then I stopped and I was like, you know what? I don't need to eat right now. So I stopped, threw my plate in the garbage. 10 minutes later, went back, full plate, full pan of fries.
Pro move.
Hot. I said, well, this works out just fine.
You get there like an hour and a half early. Food's always there.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, you guys can handle this segment. I gotta leave. So
wow.
Thanks for being committed.
I'm not committed.
I'm
not committed.
You committed, man?
I will say this as my parting words. Dan Campbell should be in the running for coach of the year, and I will stand on that hill till I die.
Put Dan Campbell on there instead of Kyle Shanahan. Put Pete Carroll on there instead of Sean McDermott.
I agree. I agree.
Okay.
See ya,
okay.
boys.
I agree with see ya. I agree with Pete Carroll instead of McDermott. Who was the other one?
Campbell instead of Shanahan.
I think Shanahan did a really good job. I think he should.
I'm not debating that.
I think he should be considered for coach of the year. I mean, he had his starting quarterback at the beginning of the year, lost him in his second game, was working with a former starting quarterback, so I guess there is that. But then he was on his third string, 7th round, final pick in the draft quarterback, and he won, 8 games with him?
I'm not debating that Kyle Shanahan didn't do a good job as head coach, but the Niners had expectations. The Niners were going to be good this year.
Were they?
Yes. Yes.
Niners
had more expectations.
I do not recall because
the
I knew that they
Lions
were
did.
going to start Trey Lance, and people were like, I don't know how the Niners are going to do.
Right, but you still have that defense. You still have those
That's
weapons
true.
around it.
That's true.
So while Trey Lance has the higher ceiling, as you think about quarterback prospects, the floor for San Francisco, given what they've done with that quarterback situation before, there were more expectations than Detroit.
I get that.
And here's the thing.
Dan Campbell definitely should be up there. I mean, they almost made the playoffs.
Could have made the playoffs.
Should have made the playoffs.
Should have, potentially. If you win one more game in the first 9
If
weeks.
they make the playoffs, he's a finalist and he wins. Right?
He's at least in the conversation because he and Dable have very similar stories this year. And New York's a bigger media market.
Dable floundered down the stretch.
He did.
They started
Dan Campbell was hot.
They
but
started
again, it's
hot.
New York. They made the playoffs. Daniel Jones got written off, and now he's looking.
I mean, Dan Campbell
like
did it
he
with
get
Jared
another
Goff
contract.
and
I get
else.
it. I know. I'm just saying those two stories are very similar.
Although if Nick Sirianni doesn't win it, I riot. I don't even like the Eagles, but
Sirianni's up there.
He needs to win it. There's no okay.
Just not Shanahan or McDermott.
No,
that's all.
Neither one of them should win it. No, not at all. Okay, so we're gonna get off of that. Most valuable player: Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Justin Jefferson, and Patrick Mahomes. Statistically, Patrick Mahomes. Correct?
Statistically, Patrick Mahomes in terms of what he means to his team.
Patrick Mahomes
in terms of adjusting to a new team. Patrick Mahomes in terms of, hey, let's not get tired of just how good this guy is.
Patrick Mahomes. In terms of what he means to his team and kind of a surprise story, possible MVP, Jalen Hurts.
Hurts would be my second pick. I would go Mahomes, then Hurts, because Hurts did take a leap. He did lead the Eagles to that 1 seed. That should be rewarded.
That needs to be.
Burrow, quarterback, the hottest team in football, is still doing it right now. But you can't forget the first few weeks of the season. He did have a 4-interception game, appendectomy and all.
Yes.
Still a 4-pick game. Josh Allen, good. But again, if you look at the totality of the season, Josh Allen lost his team some games.
That is true.
And Jefferson's a non-quarterback. Heck of a year. Doing things his first couple of years that no wide receiver's done since Randy Moss, if ever. But that would be the equivalent of Devontae Smith winning the Heisman.
He needs to put up like numbers that we've never seen before. A wide receiver winning the MVP, you got to put up numbers we've never seen before.
And have a down quarterback year.
Yeah, I understand him being in the running for it because, the best receiver in football this year. But for MVP, consider he won't win it. So I agree with you, Patrick Mahomes, because if you take him off the team, I mean, you saw Chad Henne is more than capable of leading
anything
that team.
is possible.
But at the same time, if you take Patrick Mahomes off that Chiefs team, they're not even. I don't see them making the playoffs.
So I know that we have,
and I do love Chad Henne.
Oh yeah, I know we have the narrative for Jalen Hurts where they were 8-7-1 last year and he leads them to the 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the narrative around Patrick Mahomes. How this was anyone else's year in that division. How is he going to adjust with no Tyreek Hill? All he did was break Drew Brees' single season total yards record. If we're not talking about that enough. Patrick Mahomes set the record for total yards in a season without his best wide receiver. The guy that a lot of people said made Patrick Mahomes. Let's see how he adjusts to it.
Yeah, I think he adjusted pretty well. And he did this with, if you look at his receiving core and you kind of look at the numbers that his receivers put up, the very pedestrian numbers.
Oh, yeah.
You could say he still has Travis Kelce, who's the best tight end in football currently. But even then,
but how many offenses...
Tyreek Hill was like the main focus. No matter how much you want to say Travis Kelce, and look, I agree, he's the best tight end in football, and he's a massive focus on that offensive side. But last year, the year before, Tyreek Hill is the main focus of that offense because him going deep opens up everything else.
And Marquez Valdez-Scantling can run. He's not as good a receiver.
No.
How many offenses in NFL history have we seen built around a tight end, let alone a number one scoring offense in the league built around a quarterback tight end connection?
Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski.
Other than that, I can't think of any. I mean, I know Tony Gonzalez was a stud.
Mm-hmm.
I know Antonio Gates was a stud. You go back to Shannon Sharp if you want to.
Well, that Antonio
Kellen
Gates
Winslow.
one, I still, even if they were, you
That's
get
LT's
Phillip
team.
Rivers with him chucking the ball all over and all the numbers he put up. That's LaDainian's team.
It is.
Yeah. Him running the ball, everything he's able to do opens up the passing game for Antonio Gates.
Yep.
So yeah, no, it was very interesting this year. MVPs, you're probably going to see defensive player of the year. I don't even know. Nick Bosa, Chris Jones, Micah Parsons. The defensive numbers I couldn't even tell you.
Bosa was hurt, knocks him down a peg for me.
I'd lean Micah Parsons just because you hear his name night in and night out. Chris Jones, his explosion onto the scene a couple of years ago and the consistency he's been able to play at that defensive tackle spot and be just a disruptive force every game.
At the defensive tackle spot is the key.
It's
Once
so
Spagnuolo stopped moving him around and stopped trying to line him up like a defensive end, he took off.
It's so
most
impressive.
Consistently.
It's so impressive. And we'll, maybe we'll hit on a couple of these after the break, but we're going to head to a break and welcome in Eric Strickland as he's in the house for the crossover happy hour on the block crossover coming up next on 93.7 The Ticket.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the happy hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Every child has the ability to be successful and thrive in life, but sometimes they need your help. Big Brothers Big Sisters of Lincoln exists to help children unlock their potential by making meaningful matches between adult volunteers and young people. Right now, there are children just waiting for a mentor to step up and make an impact in their lives. Learn more online at bbbslincoln.org. There are children and kids right now in Lincoln waiting to get started. Volunteer today and start something big.
People first is more than a nice sentiment. At American Senior Benefits, it's the mission. If you're ready for a career where you can truly put your customers' needs ahead of everything else, this is for you. American Senior Benefits is one of the leading senior market insurance product distributors in the country, and they're looking for high-energy applicants with strong communication skills. Enjoy on-the-job training, a fun work environment, and unlimited income potential. Visit asbmidwest.com to learn more. American Senior Benefits.
Tractor Supply is looking for full-time team members for their Waverly Distribution Center. Tractor Supply has a new progressive pay model where team members receive 5 wage increases in the first 2 years of employment with the ability to earn up to $24 per hour. Applicants can expect a 3- and 4-day workweek schedule with additional overtime days with both day and night shift schedules available. At Tractor Supply, they work hard, have fun, and make money. Apply today at tractorsupply.jobs.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, call 988 for free, confidential, and compassionate support. On July 16th, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is transitioning to 988. There is hope. For 24/7 support, call, text, or chat 988.
Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.11 per hour, which grows to $28.27 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $32.76 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership are to earn the prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, all of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one person's effort. It's the entire dealership, sales, parts, and our amazing service department.
17 times. Wow. How does that compare to other Honda dealers?
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence. We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Partly to mostly cloudy skies this morning, then some clearing by this afternoon. We'll see a high of around 31. Northwest winds a little strong at 15. Could see a bit of a rain snow mix this evening into tonight with a low down to around 25. The temperatures on the rise tomorrow for our Friday. We'll see a high of around 40. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
This is Megan Whitaker from the Nebraska golf team. If you've put your clubs away for the winter, it's time to get them back out. There's no need to stop thanks to Double Eagle Golf. Double Eagle is home to Lincoln's best indoor golf simulators. It's perfect for every level of golfer, with everything from casual games for the kids to hyper-realistic simulations of some of the best courses in the world. And the best part, no matter what the weather's doing outside, it's always golf weather inside. See for yourself. Double Eagle Golf, just 5 minutes from downtown at the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary. Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to the Happy Hour right here on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. I am Rico, joined by the boys from On the Block. Gentlemen, how are we today?
Just great. dandy.
You know what?
Living the
I'll
life.
say it's great. Yeah, I'm with Austin. It's no wind outside. It's still 30 degrees, but it feels like it's 50 to me. So it's a great day. The sun is shining, man. I'm just glad to be here in the studio with you, Rico.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, right?
Yeah, after a sad night, I slept good. I was feeling kind of just Rico, last night was probably being a guy that has basketball in my bones, in my body. Last night was a night where I just, for the first time in a while, where I just felt dumbfounded, where I just didn't know. I didn't have an answer. When I was doing post game last night, I was looking at the stats. I watched the game. I was in the building, and I was literally dumbfounded as to how they were down 30 points when I was looking at everything.
So, and you know, I don't
20 points.
I don't know if I'm alone. Like, the defensive activity for Nebraska was there. There was a lot of times where the threes that Northwestern hit were well contested, or somebody was there and was an inch off of blocking the shot, and it still went in. Am I wrong in saying like they did everything in their power on the defensive side to stop Northwestern, but it was just the Wildcats' night? Like it seemed as if every three would fall.
Well, and that's what I say. So that's when I'm able to come back to this specific point and why I say that pace needs to change. Look, you look at the possessions, you look at the shots. It was 56 for them, 53 for us. You look at the rebounds were the only thing that pretty much was dominated by them. But then you look at the turnovers, you look at all the things were equal. The only difference was the second chance point numbers were higher than what Nebraska's was, and rightfully so. They outworked them. But the difference also was they won a lot of the 50-50 balls that Nebraska had been pretty much winning all year. But it was when teams like that, when you say have a night, their pace of play is going to kill them. And because you're going to have to get more opportunities if your style of play is basically, let me say it like this. Let me retract. Northwestern played the way that I hope Nebraska would have played. They took secondary opportunities, and when Nebraska did, they made the most out of them, other than a couple of times they hit Tamanaga in the corner or they hit somebody and they just missed a shot. But they got a great shot, and that's the kind of that's the shot that they can get that's not going to be better than any shot that they're going to get in their half court. And that's what they have to hunt for. I saw Northwestern in secondary opportunities just do a slight attack, backfield. So basically a slight attack, you had a trail field, hit the guy, bow, three. That's the type of stuff Nebraska needs to do, because otherwise they're going to struggle.
Let me throw this idea out to you. Denham Dawson, small ball 5.
I mean, I saw small ball 4, but I don't know if they can go that small.
They did it last year with
I say if
CJ
they
at the
have
5.
Young, I mean, not Young, I mean, Gary. If they have Gary, I could see it.
Okay.
But I don't know if I like the premise because I think it can work, but I just don't know in the Big Ten when you got to face Dickinson and the likes of them that it can totally work.
You have to be elite on offense in that case. So if you're thinking small ball 4, are you athletic enough then with Wilhelm at the 5 and Dawson at the 4? Does that work?
I think you could do that.
I mean, could you keep Dawson 2-3, Greasel, who's 6'6", at the 4?
Well, what you could do is have Greasel guard. Greasel play the 1. So
initiate.
Exactly.
Ben Simmons.
That's what we used to do when I played, because I can guard 3 to 4.
You can guard up the spectrum. Yeah.
Up the spectrum. And even and it can allow Steve Nash to be put somewhere else, or even Michael
someone less
Finley.
threatening.
Yeah. So it can work, because I think Denham is physical enough to do it. He works hard enough. I even think Lawrence works, because I've seen him go down there and put body on a few of their big men to keep them from getting rebounds. I think they work hard enough to do it. I don't know if Breidenbach's enough of a dog, but what was very disappointing to me, and I know we'll talk about this more on the block, was just the lack of assertiveness for Walker.
I talked about that on Water Cooler. you had 11 combined shot attempts from Walker and Greasel. 6 for Walker, I believe, 5 from Greasel. That's not enough. If you're truly trying to win, that's not enough.
That's where I'll push back. If you're trying to win, absolutely, that's not enough shots. But Derek Walker and Sam Greasel right now are culture builders, right? Obviously, you have games left in the season. It's an uphill battle to win them. This was one of the more gettable games remaining on the schedule. If you're going to prioritize the future and sell the future, to me, you use Greasel and Walker as setup guys. Put Lawrence, put Dawson, put Breitenbach, put Tominaga, even Wilshire in positions that you want to see if they can handle it or if there's some promise to work on in the offseason. Where, yes, Greasel and Walker are still your 2 best players. But if you're going to look at the future, those guys are complementary on the court, but they're key culture off it.
Great point. I mean, I think that's something to think about because I'm going to be honest, Rico. I don't see where they go from it. Do we need station ID?
Yeah, we do. But I was just going to let you finish
ahead,
your point. Okay. So pause 10 seconds for station ID.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth. 93.7 The Ticket.
Because I'm biased. Because
You're biased?
I'm a Husker faithful.
I would not have. Didn't think that would happen.
But I love that Austin just kind of recentered my thinking because to me, I'm still looking at ways for them to win. And I think the way to it is similar to how we're thinking of how can we, make those guys do what they're supposed to do with consistency and then have those other guys be complementary in that. And you're getting to see a little flash of what Jamarcus Lawrence could be. And I felt that he's probably the only other guy outside of Walker and Tominaga and Greasel in the post that can actually get his own shot.
To me, if you want to do that, if you want to get the young guys more involved, but you want to keep the old guys involved, and you want to, attempt to win some more games, have Sam and Walker play off ball. Don't run the offense through Walker. Run it through Jamarcus, run it through Denham, run it through Tominaga, run it through Wilhelm, and let those 2 play off the ball so you can have them set these other guys up, and if they're in the right position, to still take shots and score the ball.
Absolutely, and that's where I think Greasel and Walker being those culture guys, having played a lot of college basketball like they have, it's a big ask of them in their last year to take that step back, sacrifice for the team in mid-season, late in the season, ask them to change their role. But they seem like good guys. They seem bought in. If they're willing to do that, for the future of the program, that's huge, in my opinion.
Well, and then that's where next level takes an issue. Now, I don't see them as guys that are chasing that next level with some of the fervor that Verge and probably Bryce was.
But those are role guys at the next level, right? Neither one of them.
Well, no, I'm saying no. I'm with you. I'm in agreement with you. I'm just saying they were chasing it.
Yeah,
I don't see Greasel and Walker as those guys that are just
as like we will play our way into getting drafted.
Yeah, I don't see them as that. So I mean, I still can see that they want to play at the next level. So I don't think a total just abdication of it would be something that they would be okay with. But I could see them saying, okay,
sacrificing a little bit.
I can see that.
Yeah, and you shouldn't ask it of them to go completely in the back seat, put their headphones in and that's that. But if these guys aren't going to be, stars in Europe or somewhere else when they play, Fred Hoiberg's seen enough basketball. He should have an idea or have people to talk to say, hey, what are these guys' roles if they go to the next level? Yeah. Can you get them experience in that somehow?
It was just so hard to watch. Like the start of the game, it started off so promising. You had, and I've said it, Casey, 12 straight points. He had all of the points for Nebraska. You're thinking this is going to be a great game for Casey Tominaga. He finishes with 22, hit his first 3 threes, didn't hit a 3-pointer after that. I think it was like 3 for 12 from 3-point land.
Started 2 of 3, ended 3 of 9.
Okay, yeah, it was 3 of 9 from behind the arc. Kind of teased the fans a little bit, teased the crowd with some pump fakes at half court. Thinking, I'll pull up from here. He was hot. He was hitting them. And then Denham Dawson with the dunk to send the crowd into a fervor despite being down 15 or something at the time. It was still just a moment where you see the emotion and the fact that these guys are bought in and they're still they're still trying. They were down 22, and they ended up being down by 10 with like a minute and a half left. They still had a chance.
With 3 minutes, they had a chance.
Yeah.
They had a couple of turnover situations. They were only down like
Sam
13.
Sam Hoiberg coming in, playing a big role,
Yeah.
finishing with 6 and 6. And like you said, the pace, getting out on the fast break, getting the not easy layup, kind of a transition
That's what I'm
layup.
talking about. It was a secondary. It wasn't even a fast break. It wasn't like your traditional fast break. It was a secondary. It was kind of like
he was feeling it out for a second, and then he
There you go,
realized,
and he
you know
just
what?
could
I
go.
think I can get this.
Yeah, and that's all I'm talking about. So those who are listening, if you're listening on the stream or you're listening, that's what I'm talking about when I say secondary. I'm saying it's not always fly. I'm saying probe it. Go and see. Because obviously, when you have matchup situations in a transition defense, sometimes you get mismatched. Okay. We don't run offense in that situation because why would we want to set a screen to allow them to get back to normal coverage? The play stops. If freaking Walker has a buoy on him, there's no freaking play.
No.
Everybody
Give him the ball.
Move out. Bam, bam.
Yep.
That's how
you
it should
move,
be.
you move, you're getting the ball.
Right? But with Nebraska, I don't know. I'm not going to say it's an IQ thing. Maybe it's they want them to do this type of thing. They will run a screen and let everything work itself back out
Get
to
fixed,
normal.
yeah.
And it just, it's frustrating to me. But okay.
If it is called like that, if you're Fred Hoiberg or anyone on the coaching staff, don't you want your guys attacking the mismatch? Like, you have a way you want to play, but it's bad basketball to not attack that mismatch. Even if you call something different, don't you want your guys to still go for it when you have it?
If you call a play and something works itself out where you end up getting a mismatch, like Strick said, play is over. You're getting the ball.
Right. And Fred is a pro and has been a pro, a long time pro, and he knows that. So therefore, me knowing he knows that, then I think it's something else to it. Again, I think he's building a culture. He's building discipline. He's building so he's not allowing those breakdowns, because if you don't have a fully disciplined and high IQ team, then bad shots begin to creep in.
That
because
mismatch isn't
everybody
always-
thinks I got a mismatch.
Yeah, that
You know what I'm
mismatch isn't
saying?
always going to be there. Sometimes you need to go through the entire play to find the shot that you're actually looking for.
Yeah.
If the mismatch is there, you take it. But like you said, if he's building something, you want to work through that first, get that down pat before you take advantage of the mismatches that you're going to have. Got about a minute left. I do want to. You guys talked about the NFL awards yesterday.
Yeah, we did.
All the finalists. How upset are you that Pete Carroll and who's the Lions head coach again? Dan Campbell aren't listed as Coach of the Year finalists?
I think it's troubling. I think they should definitely be in the mention, but Austin probably has a better take on that than me.
There have been more egregious oversights, but it's a bummer.
It's very sad. It's very sad. Speaking of, and like, this is a terrible transition on my part. 3 years ago today, Kobe Bryant, Gigi, the helicopter, all of everybody else that was on that. May they rest. I remember exactly where I was when I got the news. Didn't want to believe it. 3 years ago today. May they rest in peace.
Yeah. Kobe, we came in the same year.
Did you? Dang.
We played against each other in Summer League.
That's going to do it for the happy hour. On the block up next.
People first is more than a nice sentiment. At American Senior Benefits, it's the mission. If you're ready for a career where you can truly put your customers' needs ahead of everything